Good morning, dear students, and welcome back to this social science class and basically the last class of this week. So, children, before moving to the chapter further, let us recall what you people have studied in the past two classes, where we have discussed the two major natural resources, land, then the utilization of land, common property resources, change in the land utilization pattern over time. Then we have done the conservation of land resources, children. Then we have done the meaning of landslide and what impact it puts on our life. Then we have done the techniques to overcome the problem of landslides. After that, we discussed the second natural resource, which is soil. Soil, we have done the formation of the soil, the basic structure of the soil. Then we have done what are the factors which are responsible for the formation of soil, where we did climate, time, parent rock, relief, and flora and fauna with microorganisms. After that, children, we have done the degradation of soil, which actually means, what do you mean by degradation? Which in simple term means the downfall or deterioration of the soil. Children, then we did the conservation techniques of soil, and wherein I have posted a picture of different conservation of soil techniques. Now today we are going to start with the third important natural resource, which is water. Children, water, as we all know, covers the domain of the earth, one major domain of the earth, which is known as hydrosphere. So let us quickly go through the important phenomenal factors of water. Number one, water is a vital renewable natural resource. Vital here, it is being mentioned because it is of great importance. It is of so much of importance that without water life cannot sustain. So vital natural resource. Number two, 3/4 of the earth is covered with water. Correct. If 30% of the land is there over the earth's surface, that means 70% or 3/4 of the earth's surface is covered with water. Then children, we all know this, that earth is also known as blue planet. Because of this reason, that 70% of the earth is covered with water, earth is known as a blue planet or a water planet. Then children, water accounts for only a fresh water. Fresh water out of total earth surface, it accounts for only 2.7%. After that, nearly 70% of this occurs in ice sheets and glaciers in Antarctica, Greenland, and mountain regions, children. So do you imagine the total fresh water which is available over the earth's surface, children? Out of that total cover, children, the total percent is giving that portion of 70% to these ice sheets, glaciers in Antarctica and Greenland, children. So fresh water accounts for only 2.7%. Now children, only 1% of the fresh water is available and which is fit for human utilization. Total 2.7%, and out of that, half of the more than half, 70% is frozen in the form of ice sheets. But whatever water is available to us as fresh water, that is 1%, children. Now, knowing what importance water holds, we will see, children, now problems of water availability. Children, in today's time, we all are aware of the scarcity of water problem. So everywhere in the world there is lot of scarcity of water. Countries like Africa, West Asia, South America, Australia are facing shortages in waters, fresh water supply, children, actually, as it is oceanic water is not fit for consumption because it has saline texture, saline nature. So these countries are facing shortage of water. Then countries located in the climatic zones, most susceptible to droughts face great problems of water scarcity. Areas which are prone to droughts you all know, a natural calamity where it is completely barren and dry, not even drops of water available. So the areas which are more prone to these drought situations face water scarcity, children. Therefore, water shortage may be a consequence of variation in the children seasonal or annual precipitation of the scarcity that is caused by over exploitation and contamination of water sources. Children, as it is, there is lot of shortage of water, but the major reason of being puzzled in this scarcity of water is that we are over exploiting and contaminating our water resources. Now, again the same step, children, meaning and then importance, then what are the factors which are compiling it to make it an important resource. After that, degradation of water, and then we have to study conservation of water resources, children. Children, access to clean and adequate water sources is a major problem facing in the world today. That means access to clean and adequate water, यही एक problem है आज की, in today's time, that we are not having that free access of safe and clean water. Wherever water is available, it is contaminated. So this is the major problem of today's time, children. Why everywhere water is so contaminated? That is because of the discharge of untreated or partially treated sewage, agricultural chemicals which are coming into the water streams, then children, industrial effluents which are discharged into the water resources. So all these things, all these chemicals are contaminating our water resources, children. Then most of these chemicals, being non-biodegradable, reach human bodies through water, children. Now, water pollution can be controlled by treating these effluents, by treating these discharge. Means before discharging or before letting the effluents meeting the water bodies, we should treat these effluents so that water resources are being protected, children. Then water which is used for irrigation, then the canals should be properly lined to minimize. Whatever canals are being built, we should see that there is no loss of water from the canals, children. So another third way of conservation of water is sprinklers. See, sprinklers are going to sprinkle water over the field, means the apt amount of water which is being given to the fields. Whereas if we give water through tube wells and boring wells and so many pumps, the water is going to reach the field even more than the quantity where it is being required. So, children, sprinklers are very effective measure to save water and to check seepage and evaporation. So, sprinklers are very effective. Then, children, if we go to dry regions where evaporation rate is very high, then we can use drip irrigation or trickle irrigation. Drip irrigation is through a common opening, water keeps on dripping, so that excess of water which is being poured into the field should not get evaporated. Through dripping pattern, fields are receiving water. Now, children, through these techniques, we are going to save our water resources and we are going to have that sustainable development of water resources, children. Then, children, the valuable water resource can therefore be conserved by adopting these means of conservation. If we are going to follow these basic steps, then we can obviously conserve our water resources. Then what we can do on our part, children, we should close all the taps unnecessarily being running with water, and we should not waste water even at home. Whatever amount of water we want to drink, we should pour in our glass to that much only, not just filling the glass to this much and wasting it. So we should not do it, children. Now, children, with this we have completed the three major natural resources. Now let us see the common combination of these three domains, which is hydrosphere water, then lithosphere land, and atmosphere compiles together to give our earth this major domain which is known as biosphere. natural vegetation and wildlife exist in this narrow zone of contact. Narrow zone of contact biosphere is being referred to as because water, atmosphere and land. So when these three are connected, that narrow zone is giving birth to natural vegetation and wildlife. Hence, this common zone, contact zone, is known as biosphere, where three domains meet: lithosphere, hydrosphere and atmosphere. Now, children, in the biosphere, living beings are interrelated. They are dependent on each other for their survival. Therefore, this supporting life system is known as ecosystem. Ecosystem is the supporting system which is showing the interrelation, interdependentship of the living beings with each other. Now, children, vegetation and wildlife are valuable resources, where vegetation talks about plants and wildlife includes animal, birds, insects as well as aquatic life forms. Now, what do they help us in? Firstly, they provide us milk, meat, hides, wool. Then insects provide us honey. Then they help in pollination of flowers, children. And then they have an important role to play as decomposers. Isn't it? Insects always act as decomposers. We discussed the formation of soil, if you remember. So, they help as being decomposers. Then birds feed on insects and they act as decomposers as well. So, do you see the interrelationship? For example, you all have studied the food chain: herbivores, carnivores, omnivores, isn't it? Scavengers. So, these are all interrelated and they are all interdependent, children. Then, children, some big animals or small animals, they are all maintaining balance in the ecosystem. You cannot say an ant is having no importance and you cannot say an elephant is having no importance. All these animals are interdependent and they have equally importance of their own. Now, children, conservation of natural vegetation and wildlife. With the motive of conservation, we all know how important are these wildlife and vegetation. So, children, to conserve these, what measures have been taken? Many species have become vulnerable or endangered. Endangered means they are on the edge of getting extinct. For example, dinosaurs, they have extinct. They have gone out from our sight. So there are so many species of animal which are on the verge of extinction. So it is the time to save them, to protect them. For example, in your India, we have that Project Tigers. Why? Because if in today's time we are not going to protect tigers, they are going to extinct. So we have to save, we have to conserve these resources, children. Now, deforestation, soil erosion, constructional activities, landslides, tsunami, and so many natural calamities. Children, when these forces act together, they accelerate, they increase the rate of extinction. Children, you all know when an earthquake occurs, it shatters and puts damage to life and property. So not just humans, all these plants and all these animals are going to die. So any natural calamity, children, they are putting a threat on the life of these resources, children. Then, children, we have seen animals are being poached, means their skin is being collected. So for getting their skin, they have to kill the animals. So that is coming into illegal trading of hides and skin. So this is wrong. Of their feathers, of their horns. For example, in Thailand, killing elephant is an offensive crime. So these are illegal activities, children. So why have the governments declared these activities as illegal? Because it is putting a threat to these natural resources and the life of these animals. So different governments of the different countries have declared these activities as illegal, children. So we should stop indiscriminate killing of these animals, children. Therefore, conservation of plants and animals is the ethical, moral duty of us to conserve them, children. So, with this, children, we will come to know various measures what government has put in, and instantly the names must have come to your mind. For example, national park or biosphere reserves. These are the best possible ways to protect the flora and fauna. Children, national park is an area designed to protect the the total life system of one or more ecosystem present for future generations. So national park protects that whole ecosystem. Biosphere reserves is a series of protected areas which are linked through a global network, which needs to demonstrate the relationship between conservation and development. National park and biosphere reserves are meant to be there for the conservation of flora and fauna, children. With this, children, we have come to an end to the chapter. I hope you must have understood the chapter very well. But now it is the time to complete the questions and answers which I am going to attach with the class. So thank you so much, children. God bless you. Have a good day ahead. Bye-bye.